I am Gevorg Margarov from National Polytechnic University of Armenia, and I want to present today the development of Armenian doctoral study programs, the current situation, and the challenges or maybe expectations, our expectations from the MODEST project. Let me start from the very beginning. When we talk about higher professional education in Armenia, it is important to point out that the multi-level higher education we just introduced on 2 levels in 1993. It was the bachelor and master level. In 1995, we introduced the 3rd level, which calls that time postgraduate education, but actually it is the same as the doctoral education in terms of our project. And in 2002, we implemented credit system, which is completely compatible with the ECTS and is in line with Bologna process. So at the moment we have 3 levels of higher professional education in Armenia. It is the bachelor level for 4 years, is master level for 2 years, and it is research level, or in terms of our project, doctoral level for 3 years. This is all for the full-time students. For the part-time student, it's a little bit longer. Let's say in case of a doctoral program, it is 4 years, but again, it is with 180 ECTS. At the moment, doctoral education in Armenia provided at 23 universities and 35 research institutes, mostly research institutes of Academy of Science of Armenia. And we have in total 150 study programs for doctoral education and about 1,100 doctoral students. And it is important to mention that the development of study programs and curricula in doctoral education are based on the competence approach and tuning technologies for all levels of higher professional education. And of course, the implementation of the doctoral education he came through the Ministry of Education, Science, Culture and Sport of Republic of Armenia. And in 2016, they are implemented the overall structure of the doctoral education in Armenia on curricula of doctoral education, which you can see here. And it consists of 2 main integrated parts. It is educational part and research part. And all these parts are have their credits, and all the doctoral study program or the curricula is based on these credits. The full program load at the moment is 180 ECTS for the full-time education, and it is equal to 5,000 400 hours with the classes, extracurricular and self-study components. This structure is what came from the ministry by the order of the ministry to the educational institutions. And of course, based on this structure, every institution, every university and institute develops their own doctoral program. Let's say, in case of our main university, Yerevan State University, which is the classical university and the biggest university in Armenia. The structure of the study program is presented here. And because this is the classical university, of course, in the university there is a lot of study programs, depend on the specialties, depend on the research fields. I will concentrate a bit more on the doctoral study program of our university, of National University, National Polytechnic University of Armenia. Here you can see the research fields in our university. We are technical university, but because of this, all these research fields are concentrated in the field of engineering. And at the moment, we have 30 study programs in our university and 130 doctoral students. And even in this table, you can see how many doctoral students we have for the specific research field. And from the very beginning, from 1995, we had a doctoral program which have its own curricula, and here is the example of the doctoral curricula in our university. For sure, for this long time period, the curricula is modified, was modified several times, and at the moment we have such a structure. And it is important to point out that we have a mandatory courses which is came from the order of the ministry at the moment. And besides that, and it is mandatory for the all specialties, for all research areas in Armenia. And besides that, we have elective courses, which is directly connected to the specific research field. And the part of research component, it is the three main things which is related to the research directly. It is minimum required published papers on the topic of thesis. It is annual attestations and the thesis. And this credit for the thesis student will get only in case of positive decision at the end of the study program. And here is the short description how is selected the courses for the elective part, and depending on the field of research of the specific student. At the moment, the most important part, of course, is the mandatory courses, which is mandatory for all the study programs. And I want to show an example of the process of creating the individual learning path for the PhD student. On our innovative portal, we have a special service which allows to choose the studies, the subject to study for each semester. Let's say in this case, this is the process of choosing the subjects for the first semester, and the same way a student can do for all other semesters as well. And as a result, he will get in hand the structure of his study program, and it is in the individual structure, individual study programs. And for the example, I want to show one of the mandatory courses. It is the course of New Information and Education Technologies, which I deliver for our students. Usually during the academic year, I have here on these courses a little bit more than 40 doctoral students from the different fields of research activity. And if we look to it a little bit closer, you can see that there is a lot of things related to the soft skills in this subject, and actually it is some kind of combining the soft skills and the information technologies as a tools for conducting the education and research. And I guess that some part of this course can be useful for our project as well. And as a final, I want to talk about our expectations from the MODEST project. We are assured that on our kickoff meeting as well. Of course, we are in the MODEST project to have an opportunity to analyze the current situation and trends of doctoral education in Europe and in partner countries, in our case in Russia, Belarus, and Armenia. We hope to have well-trained staff members. At the moment, we have a first example of such a training, and I counted that 8 of our staff members are participating in this event, and we hope that they will get extra knowledge, skills from this event. And we hope to have an ability to modernize our doctoral study curriculum based on the best practice from the Europe universities and from the partner universities. And maybe it will be very interesting to look through the new development and or modernized our courses for the doctoral education. We on our meeting in Riga, on last meeting, we chosen some subjects, some courses to develop, and I hope by leading of our European partners, we will develop that courses, and we will have an opportunity to include that courses in our study program for the doctoral students. And maybe the most important is the creation of a doctoral training center with access to a virtual professional network. And we do believe that this training center with support to bring the doctoral education in Armenia, in our university, to the next level, and that level will be quite closer to the level of European training centers, and we hope that the support of European colleagues here will be much more than it exists at the moment. That's all I want to say, and I'm ready to answer the questions if you will have it. And here is our contacts. You can contact us anytime that